Good evening and welcome to the weekend. This is Look Up Weekend, Friday, October the 13th. We've got lots lined up for you tonight. A lot of politics taking center stage, and as well tonight's conversation, we're talking about a mental health crisis in the country. Did you know that 1 out of 4 Kenyans who seek medical health care suffer from a mental health condition? We're going to be diving deeper into that after this bulletin with our guest right here in studio, Councillor Liz Ndabi, just to shed some light and some perspective on what are some of the measures that can be taken to address the situation that is becoming dire. But before we get into all of that, here are our top stories.
Tonight on Look Up Weekend. Azimio leaders forced to run for safety as chaos erupt in Turkana during Tobonglore festival.
Sikuwa namjua na sikuwa na namba yake. I had never met him in person.
I have never set foot in Shakahola nor worked with Paul Mackenzie, says Pastor Ezekiel as he appears before the Senate committee probing Shakahola deaths.
We've agreed that we develop a framework on the audit of the electoral process. That is going to be done in the next 2 weeks.
2/3 general, the establishment of Prime CS office, lead of opposition office, and the fidelity of political parties are issues agreed upon by the National Dialogue Committee. And tonight, the mental health conversation takes center stage as data shows that more youth continue to be affected.
Once more, welcome to the broadcast. Nancy Lima here and Felista Adundo on the sign language interpretation. As we usher in the weekend, we're having our mental health conversation and we're asking you, what is your current state of mental health? At Lookuptv on X, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. Let us know. We'll be sampling some of that feedback as we progress on this broadcast. Let's begin. Azimio leader Raila Odinga's Turkana visit ended prematurely after chaos erupted during the Turkana Tourism and Cultural Festival in Lodwar. 2 political factions clashed, forcing the former Prime Minister to leave the event. John Matava now reports.
He landed in Lodwar, Turkana County to attend the Turkana Tourism and Cultural Festival with the hopes of taking to the podium to address the people of Turkana. However, the event ended prematurely after chaos erupted, disrupting the program. As the residents took to song and dance, and supporters of the Azimio became impatient, demanding to have their leader being given a chance to speak, a move that led to supporters of the governor clashing with the Azimio supporters, forcing an abrupt end of Odinga's visit.
This issue of the cultural festival came up. As you know, I was one of those who were involved in the founding of this festival. The former governor, Mr. Nanok, came to me and suggested that he wanted to start something of this nature. And I told him that is really welcome. I encouraged him, and I was here at the first festival, cultural festival. From that time onwards, I've come consistently each and every year, except last year.
Talking to the residents of Lodwar as he was headed to the event's ground, Odinga appreciated them for standing with the opposition party, adding that Turkana County is the cradle of mankind.
Hamjambo, mko poa, mambo, baba amepika. Baba amerudi Turkana. Mna furaha. Tumekuja siku ya leo kwa mambo ya utamaduni, sherehe ya Tobonglore. Nimeleta sisi hapa.
The annual event, now marking 7 years down the line, was first opened by Raila Odinga in 2014. The event embraces the culture of Turkana people and spreading peace.
It is a very good cultural event. As you know that this region of East Africa, it's actually now known as the cradle of mankind, that mankind actually originated from here.
John Matava, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Thank you, Matava. Now, the U.S. Embassy in Kenya has issued a terror alert in Nairobi, warning Americans to review their personal security plans. In a statement published on its official website on Friday, the embassy said there are high risk of terrorism activities targeting areas frequented by foreigners and tourists in Nairobi and elsewhere in Kenya. As a precaution, the U.S. Embassy asked citizens to be vigilant at locations frequented by tourists or foreigners and review their personal security plans. The statement reads in part, locations frequented by U.S. citizens and other foreigners and tourists in Nairobi and elsewhere in Kenya continue to be attractive targets to terrorists planning to conduct potentially imminent attacks. The embassy has also asked American nationals to be aware of their surroundings, especially while in hotels, embassies, restaurants, malls and markets, schools, police stations, places of worship and other places frequented by foreigners and tourists. The terrorist has advised Americans in Kenya to stay alert in locations frequented by tourist foreigners. I repeated myself. And moving on, the National Dialogue team has agreed to embark on a framework to reconstitute the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC. The team has also agreed to expand the membership of the selection committee from the current 7 to 9 members and sought 30 more days to find consensus around contentious issues.
Today, as the committee, and we wish to report the following: that we've agreed on the development of a framework that is under the electoral justice. We've agreed that we develop a framework on the audit of the electoral process. That is going to be done in the next 2 weeks. We should be able to have a clear framework about that.
We have delved into a number of issues within the purview of this committee. Specifically, we have addressed ourselves to the matter of the restructuring and reconstitution of the IEBC. And on that, we have come to an agreement that we shall have a reconstitution of the IEBC selection panel. And in this reconstitution, the membership of the IEBC selection panel is going to increase from the present 7 to 9, of course encompassing various shades of opinion and interest groups and persons. Now, once this IEBC selection panel is reconstituted, it is going to embark without any delay on a fresh exercise of the selection of persons to be nominated as IEBC commissioners and a person to be appointed as the IEBC chairperson. We expect that this exercise will commence the soonest possible once we table our report and if adopted by the House, together with subsequent pieces of legislation.
And in the corridors of justice, Pastor Ezekiel Odero has once again distanced himself from the Shakahola massacre. Appearing before the Senate ad hoc committee investigating proliferation of religious organizations in Kenya, Ezekiel denied allegations of manipulating church members for personal gains.
Appearing before the Senate ad hoc committee investigating the proliferation of religious organizations in the country, Pastor Ezekiel Odero set record clear on his alleged personal gains from his New Life Church incomes.
Calamities arises. Yes. What is the stand and the position of the church? Yes. I will present this to you. It will show you where we went, what we did with the people's money, because the tithe is from members, and what we did with it. It is presumed reference to those burials, I've put it clear. I've never attended.
Yes.
And when we talk about this boy, Mangi, if Mangi said, Chair, Pastor Ezekiel presided over the burial of my father, because when that person was dying and being buried, and he said Pastor Ezekiel presided, Mangi was there. Mangi was a witness. Mangi has never talked about Pastor Ezekiel. Why should we drag his name in a place where even a young boy who cannot be coached because of emotion did not mention him, and then I or someone says, you? It is as if
the Shakahola massacre shocked not only the country but also the world. Alo Dagail for Lookuptv.
Thank you, Gail. Now, the National Assembly Departmental Committee on Health on Friday met with management of the National Hospital Insurance Fund, NHIF, led by Wambugu Kariuki, to answer questions regarding the 8 managers who were suspended by NHIF in connection with claims of fraudulent payments made with 8 private health centers across the country.
Legal person, because we want that person.
According to the reporters presented by Kariuki Wambugu, the manager of the beneficiaries of National Hospital Insurance Fund before the committee, Amal Hospital benefited with more than 11 million shillings, having a rough time to explain how the MML legal firm was compensated more than 40 million shillings as legal service fee in a loan of 362 million shillings to the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital MTRH, even without the contract signed between MTRH and NHIF, the committee questioning why the Ministry of Health took the loan on behalf of MTRH.
In regard to timely settlement of claims. But the advantage of Leader Mama is that it's a funded contract, so we cannot pay extra of what has been given. When the fund runs out, then we expect replenishment from the government before we can disburse the claim. So there's no loss. It has to go at 100%. It's only that delays now delay at the rate at which we disburse or we reimburse facilities for services given.
NHIF has experienced a shortage of processing payments for the patients under the insurance, as Wambugu explained to the committee that the uniformed men paid 7.1 billion shillings despite spending approximately 9.8 billion shillings for the financial year 2021-2022 before shifting to a private insurer.
Paid us 2021-2022, they had paid us 7.1 billion, but they spent 9.8 billion. So the premium we gave now was around over the 9 billion to be able to accommodate, and of course with other controls, to be able to accommodate the benefit package they wanted.
Rogers Miranyi, acting NHIF auditor, indicated there was a number registered under Vivian Okingo that was used 969 times to register members under the Linda Mama scheme, with investigations into the matter yet to be completed.
Which can save the fund. And the NHIF also has a legal officer. Yes, it does. What is the role of that legal officer in NHIF? Because you have a legal officer in NHIF, you have the AG who should be able to be engaged, because this is government to government institution. Yeah, these are government institutions. These are within the government institutions. MTRH, KNH, NHIF, all of them are ministries with their sagas.
I actually stand here as having been head of HR and say we have never had a World Bank report.
There was no World Bank Commission report.
There was no World Bank Commission report, Chair.
There was no, or you are not aware?
I am aware.
That there was no?
There was no World Bank Commission report.
Francisca Mwanza, head of Budget Planning and Reconciliation NHIF, indicated that in 2017, there was communication to MTRH to be given a loan of 312 million shillings, supported by the Ministry of Health, with a payment plan scheduled to be done in less than 10 years, which was processed by Wilbert Kurgat, serving in the budget office of NHIF at the time.
Did this?
Yes.
So just disclose, give us full disclosure.
Yes, Chair, I was going back in my mind because there have been, I think, 3 or 2 before. There was a gentleman called Wilbert Kurgat.
Don't guess, please.
Yes. Mr. Wilbert Kurgat.
It was Gilbert Kurgat. Wilbert Kurgat.
Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv.
It's a good time to take a break here on Look Up Weekend, but there's so much more on the other side, including our conversation on the center stage, the mental health crisis in the country.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Introducing the Kenya Trade Fair Fusion Sales Drive event in the heart of Nairobi at the Kenya National Archives. It's not just an event, it's sales generation with a remarkable return on investment. Get ready to let your booth do the talking as you study new market trends with lots of entertainment featuring traditional live bands, DJs, and artists. For vendor registration, call 0724-715-334 or 0713-907-584 or 0723-861-173.
Are you looking for experts in waterproofing systems, concrete admixtures, flooring systems, refurbishment solutions, roofing, sealing and bonding, and building finishing systems? Look no more, as Sika Kenya got you covered. With over 113 years of experience, we offer our customers a comprehensive one-stop shop experience and the best technical support. Our products are available in all leading hardware stores and building merchants across the country. Call us today on 0711 140 232 or 0786 140 834 or email us on sales@ke.sika.com. Sika Kenya, building trust.
Want to expand your business today or attend to an emergency? Gsort na Logbook Loan, a business loan solution that allows you to leverage your logbook as security, making the application process both efficient and easy. You can borrow up to a maximum of 1 million shillings, processed within 24 hours with a repayment period of 24 months. All you need is your original logbook, original ID and KRA PIN, 6 months bank statement to M-Pesa statement, and comprehensive insurance. For more details, visit any of our branches near you today or call us on 0709 692 000 or send an SMS to 20103 at no charge. Juhudi Kilimo, investing in farmers, transforming lives.
This is Look Up Weekend. Nancy Nalima here and Felista Adundo on the sign language interpretation. Let's continue. President William RUTO is set to increase manufacturing in the country by expanding EPZ. The head of state has promised to fulfill his promise by purchasing a section of the prime plot in the area which has been at the center stage of dispute between East Africa Portland Cement and squatters who have occupied the land for 10 years.
Days after the East African Portland Company was declared as the legal owner of a piece of land that has been under dispute between the company and squatters who have occupied the land for 10 years, President William Ruto has promised to purchase a section of the land to enable EPZ boost manufacturing in the country.
We have now been cleared by the courts on the land that is adjacent to EPZ that belong to Portland Cement. My instructions are we will take either 1,000 or 1,500 of that land and make it part of EPZ here in Nairobi.
President Ruto, who paid a visit to Square Pharmaceuticals Kenya, has encouraged local manufacturing of products, especially pharmaceuticals in this country, to bridge the gap between supply and demand in the country.
And we need to leverage on the opportunity that we have for pharmaceutical products to manufacture locally, create value locally, create jobs in Kenya.
The head of state, while advocating for Buy Kenya, Build Kenya, has reiterated on the need to increase production in the country, which he said will help solve unemployment in the country.
I am acutely aware, and I've had a conversation with the management of KEMSA, that they cannot continue to import products that are being manufactured locally.
Square Pharmaceuticals, which has bragged about supplying its pharmaceuticals to KEMSA for the first time, is one of the companies said to benefit highly as the president has discouraged importation of products to the country. Beatrice Kageha, Lookuptv.
Now, pomp and color was observed as pupils and teachers of Lions School in Embu welcomed 13-year-old Claire Gaki, who emerged the best in the Universal Postal Union's 52nd International Letter Writing Competition. The grade 7 junior secondary pupil emerged the best in a competition that had 1.7 million entrants below 15 years from 35 countries. Wanjiku Njoroge with more on this story.
She is a girl whose confidence and courage is unmatched. At the age of 13, Claire Gaki dared to dream throwing herself into a competition that attracted 1.7 million entrants. The Universal Postal Union's 52nd International Letter Writing Competition. The grade 7 junior secondary pupil impressed many after she emerged the best in a competition that had 1.7 million entrants below 15 years from 35 countries.
She is the best creative writer in the writing.
Claire is my student. She's a very obedient and ambitious and hardworking girl. I'm so proud of her as my student, and I wish her the best.
Claire received a certificate, a gold medal and cash prize of 100,000 Kenya shillings.
I really like to write storybooks, novels, and even compositions. It's something that started at grade 2.
With a smile on her face, Claire explains that she started her journey in writing essays at the tender age of 9, and through the years, she has perfected the art.
I was writing about road safety because mostly people die because of road accidents. Instead, we use robots to stand on the side of the road so that they coordinate the road.
The UPU Director General, Masahiko Mitoki, speaking during the awarding ceremony, commended Claire for emerging the winner in the writing competition, highlighting that collaborating with the children through the training and education will lift up the country by achieving collective missions and promoting the arts in the country.
So, to us, as the teachers, we are really happy because we have really started receiving the fruits of our labor.
Wanjiku Njoroge, Lookuptv.
Residents of Magarini, Kilifi County held peaceful protests against the seizure of their land. They complained about the handing over of permits to different people, which has caused unrest and confusion among them. Verimu Asike brings us this story and more in tonight's County Wrap.
Faces filled with uncertainty, not knowing what to do next. so they took it to the streets for their plight to be heard. Magarini residents from Kilifi County have expressed their dismay over seizure of their land through a peaceful protest. According to the angry residents, the land department has handed over permits more than once to different people, which has caused confusion among the residents.
Nimefika mahali hapa ni kwa sababu ya uchungu mwingi sana, si uchungu wa kuzaa mtoto bali ni uchungu wa ardhi yangu kupokonywa. Hiyo shamba nimepatiwa, lakini cha kushangaza nilikuwa nadanganywa tu. Kwa sababu nilipoenda kwa ofisi kusudi nifuatilie nipate kulipia ile shamba, naambiwa shamba yako iko closed. Nikienda naambiwa shamba yako iko closed. Mpaka juzi tu imekuwa open kwa mtu mwingine. Basi ile jambo limenifanya mimi nimekasirika na nina uchungu mwingi sana. Ninataka Rais Ruto mpaka chini kabisa kwa ofisi wote wasimamie haya mashamba ambayo wote sote tunalalamika na tunalia.
Elsewhere, a group of youths led by the MCA of North Ugenya Sub-County have embarked on a program that aims at promoting menstrual hygiene standards in schools in the region. This is by distributing free sanitary towels to the girls. During the launch of the program at Uyundo Primary School, the girls received free sanitary towels and education on menstrual hygiene.
The team of friends this afternoon, we opted to mark in our own way this day by visiting secondary school Uyundo, where we have met a number of students and we have had health talks with them and also supported them with the pads.
Finally, the Jiga menace is still an issue among locals in Ikolomani constituency, leading to truancy increment among students and a rise of discrimination by some members of the community, alluding that the ones infected with Jigas are caste. Kaspa Ikutwa Foundation are in the front line promoting awareness on the misconception on Jigas infection.
Mimi nawashukuru sana kula metusaidia, yani namshukuru tu Mungu ametusaidia. Kama si yao sasa tungekuwa tunaibika nyumbani na shuleni.
Wairimu Wasike, Lookuptv.
And in business, farmers in Nyandara County have raised concerns over the Midland vegetable processing plant that was supposed to be opened 6 months earlier as directed by the President. They're now calling on the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Mithika Lenturi, to follow the President's directive to have the plant back in operation.
Nyandara County farmers petitioned to President William Ruto to intervene in the county and have the Midland vegetable processing plant reopened. The plant, which was directed by the President 6 months earlier to Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture Mithika Lenturi, has not been opened ever since. The residents urged the elected leaders to come together and have the plant opened and prevent the sale of the land to third parties.
Pendekezo yetu ni Lenturi afanye vile rais alimwambia. Ministry of Agriculture iondoe hii kesi, sisi tuanze kuendelea kwa sababu sisi hatukesi na wao si waturudia shamba, ni watu wanataka kunyakua shamba kupitia kwa EACC. Na tunataka kuambia pia watu wa EACC, they pull out from this case because they are investigating the wrong people and they are taking the case as the complainant is also wrong person.
And in Kakamega County, the residents of Muranda Ward have objected the proposal for the relocation of the airport from the area to Shikusa. The residents, who are led by Lawrence Shikami, are saddened by the fact that their governor is supporting the relocation. They called on to the president to listen to their plea.
Tunaomba serikali iingilie kati. Tumekuwa na wasiwasi, miti zetu zimekuwa zikikatwa. Hata saa hii kuna wazee hapa, hiyo ndege ikipita ikianguka chini wanapata hata pressure. Hatujaambiwa kirasmi ni nani haswa, lakini tumeona governor akisema kuna possibility uwanja uwe transferred.
So maombi yangu ni haya. Sisi wakazi wa kiwanja tuko watu 300. Watu 300 na kawa na mmoja na kamerani yake. President utasikia nani? Na katiba ya Kenya inatupa mamlaka kuamua maendeleo yetu.
Ebi Kadenyi, Lookuptv.
Time now to get sporty. KCB rugby team is optimistic that they will defend their floodlight title in this year's edition despite being seeded in a tough quarter with the Paul Muruga-led Ngong Road boys. Kenya Harlequins in a much-anticipated clash scheduled for 7:30 p.m. on Saturday rugby meetup. According to KCB's back coach Mark Mshila, the Bankers are ready to take on whatever barrier may come their way in the 40th edition of the floodlight competition.
It's my first time playing floodlights in a new club, so obviously I'm feeling excited. The preparations have been good, a bit intense as you have said. Yeah, they have tried to put in a new way of training, so I think it's a good system.
As defending champions, you obviously have a target on your back. So I think one game at a time, knockout, so you can't afford to snooze. I think we just have to play our structures first. Then, because we've not played them, we've not seen them play. If you're going by the previous season, they were improving as games went by.
Now, the Kenya national football team Harambee Stars are in full suit for their three-point hunt against Russia on the 16th of October in Antalya, Turkey. The Firat-led side lost 1-0 against South Sudan in the second friendly match this year at the Kasarani Stadium. The 23-man squad is in high spirits for their last test match this year as they shift focus to the World Cup qualifier, which will be held in Canada, Mexico and the United States in 2026.
Waendelee kutusupport kama kawaida cause bila hao unajua ni wa Kenya, so hii ndio timu yao, lazima tu watusupport na tunaomba tena wazidi tu kutusupport kwa grao, si tutapeana ile tunaweza. Result unajua ni inapangwa, so but sisi tutapeana ile tunaweza.
The 2024 Euro qualifier matches scheduled for tonight will see the Netherlands face off with France, Austria against Belgium, Ireland battle out with Greece and Portugal host Slovakia, among other matches. We are taking another very short break here on the program, but we're coming back with a night's conversation on the center stage mental health crisis in the country. I will be speaking to Liz Ndabi, who is a counsellor, just to help us bring into perspective the current dire situation in the country and what are the steps that can be taken on this situation that is growing severe by the minute. Don't go too far.
Coming up, mental illness in the country is a significant case of morbidity, with an estimated 25% of outpatients and up to 40% of inpatients suffering from mental conditions. Tonight, we speak to Councillor Liz Ndabi as a mental health conversation takes